because they are afraid of this happening. Narcissists will do almost anything to kill the people they have hurt. These people are really only interested in seeing you die. They will have more sex with you because they will feel bad for you if you try to kill yourself. They wish for you to count on them so much that you can't leave them. Why do you want to break up with them? That's the real question. You are about to walk into your future. The door has been opened for you. Things that will make you happy and satisfied in the future. It takes time and work to get any prize that is worth it. It takes a long time, but at least you now have choices. I hope everything is going well for you as you watch this video. Now, let's watch the video. It's about all the good reasons you should end your relationship with a narcissist for good. Remember that narcissists can keep us stuck in the past, even when they're not around. Let everyone know how serious this is. These people may be able to get you to stay with them, even if you try to stop talking to them. They will always be a narcissist, no matter what you do to get rid of them or how they get rid of you. Being honest, a narcissist would likely still feel like you belong to them after you broke up with them. When you talk to a narcissist, one of three things will happen. After being hurt, people should be able to get back up, move on with their lives, and be glad for the new freedoms they have. But some people think and feel things that make it harder for them to break free. Some of the people I talk to still love their narcissist, even though they've hurt them. The third group is made up of people who hate the narcissist so much that it takes over their lives. The movie today is about the last two groups, because they are the only ones who still care about the narcissist. Most of the time, narcissists are this dedicated and deeply invested in their victims because they are crazy about them. We can find out more about where the trouble is coming from there. If you still care about the narcissist, case 2 or case 3 doesn't matter. First, let's talk about love. Many people still want to date narcissists, even though they are bad in many ways. Narcissists keep giving people hope that they will pick them up or come back. Narcissists may try to get close to people who are in bad relationships because it can help them. No matter what, you might be thinking about the good times you had with a narcissist. It was the love-bombing phase of strong love, and we felt cared for and important during that time. It's crazy how quickly someone who seemed like the right partner for life can turn out to be your worst fear. I talked about how important it is to change how you think about narcissists, and the first step is to understand them. One of these is that they're not who they say they are. To get rid of trauma bonds, you must first admit that you have a problem. If you feel sorry for a narcissist, even though you know they're bad for you, it means you need to break a tough link. Write down or keep track of all the bad things the narcissist has done or said to you, and how they made you feel. This will help you stay away from making excuses for or denying the narcissist's bad behavior. If you want to feel old, you can read the part of your book about the narcissist. You could also talk to a trained counselor about how hurt and cheated you feel. And this might make some people feel calm and at ease. Do the things that make you happy and care for yourself, even if you're just going through the motions. These things will make your life worth living. This plan will help you feel better about yourself and give you and the narcissist some space. Write only good things about yourself, your goals, and the people you care about in a book. This will help you love yourself and grow as a person. We will now talk about hate, which is the next subject. Okay, let me explain. Our health is much worse off when we hold a grudge against a narcissist than when they do. You might feel tense and suspicious while you wait for the narcissist to do something. Stress and bad energy can weaken your immune system and nervous system if you are around them all the time. To put it simply, they hurt people's minds and bodies. And finally, we hate the narcissist, but feel like we're falling in love with them. People feel strong feelings like love and hate. When our minds and hearts are empty, the narcissist doesn't need us anymore. Their goal is to change how you think and feel. That point where we know they're out there, but don't care about them is important. We don't care about them anymore. Because we are always around them, we are used to how bad they make us feel. It's possible that they will know everything about us, including who we are, what we think, and what we do. You should know that being around narcissists can weigh you out. Get some space between you and a narcissist. This is the first thing you need to do to escape their power. Things are dull and not very interesting. Thank you very much for your time and patience. In my next videos, I'll do everything I can to make the replies clear and easy to understand. Feel free to add your thoughts by leaving a comment below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this and follow along. Hey there, lovely folks. Welcome back to our video. Today, we're delving deep into the fascinating world of what happens when a narcissist faces rejection. We'll explore why thwarting a Hoover maneuver can be a powerful strategy for breaking free from narcissistic manipulation. Ultimately, the key to breaking the cycle of abuse lies in your choice and your ability to disregard a narcissist's relentless pursuit. Much like the Hoover vacuum cleaner, narcissists exert considerable effort to draw their victims back into their sphere of influence. However, when their attempts to hoover are rebuffed, it often triggers heightened aggression in their gaslighting tactics, bruising their fragile ego and fueling their narcissistic rage. The more steadfast you are in establishing and upholding firm boundaries, the better you can safeguard your self-respect and embark on a journey of healing from the abuse. Despite their persistent efforts at hoovering, narcissists will eventually relent if they repeatedly face rejection. Each attempt at hoovering is meticulously crafted to manipulate you into compliance with their desires. The concept of a narcissistic void suggests that individuals with narcissistic personality disorder experience a profound sense of emptiness and lack of authentic identity. They rely on a steady stream of narcissistic supply to fill this void and validate their inflated sense of self-worth. Therefore, even after you've severed ties or established clear boundaries, hoovering serves as a means for them to assert dominance and reaffirm their perceived control. Regrettably, the narcissist bent on hoovering often perceives their deceitful conduct as acceptable, even encouraged. You may find yourself hesitating to confront the aftermath of rejecting them. Perhaps you fear exacerbating the situation or subjecting yourself to further physical or emotional abuse. Yet, ignoring these persistent hoovering behaviors is paramount for extricating yourself from an abusive relationship and prioritizing your well-being. It's important to recognize that rebuffing a narcissist's bid for dominance won't immediately garner their respect or concern for your welfare. Narcissists typically don't handle rejection well, regardless of its necessity. Whether the rejection is genuine or merely perceived, narcissists may exhibit the following behaviors when their attempts at hoovering fall short. 1. Persistent hoovering. Upon your initial rejection of a narcissist's advances, expect them to persist in their efforts. They don't truly honor your decision. Rather, they anticipate your eventual capitulation to their demands. However, if they sense your resolve in ignoring their tactics, they may escalate and alter their hoovering tactics. Unfortunately, if there's a history of on-again, off-again dynamics, this only reinforces their stalking behaviors. 2. A torrent of apologies. Some narcissists inundate their victims with apologies as part of their hoovering strategy. They may utter phrases like, "I deeply regret causing you pain," attempting to convey sincerity. They might promise, "I'll never do it again. Please just talk to me." Alternatively, They might show a semblance of accountability with statements such as, "I acknowledge my frequent outbursts. I realize I need to manage my anger better. I'm sorry, it won't happen again." Enduring these apologies in the midst of a toxic relationship can be immensely challenging. However, it's crucial to remember that actions speak louder than words. While narcissists may articulate remorse, their past conduct is the true indicator. Do you genuinely believe they will rein in their narcissistic tendencies? Can you trust them to foster kindness, tranquility, and empathy in the future? 3. Disregarding your rejection. Narcissists may adopt a facade of indifference when confronted with rejection. Even if you've distanced yourself, they'll feign ignorance, gaslighting you into believing your rejection never occurred. This tactic aims to portray them as unruffled and unaffected, as if your actions hold no sway over them. They aim to diminish the significance of your boundaries, making you question your own perception. In practice, this manifests as continued communication from them, as if the rejection never transpired. They might increase their efforts to contact you, attempting to maintain the illusion of normalcy. Their persistent pursuit highlights their inability to respect your boundaries, revealing their manipulative nature. 4. The narcissistic storm of fury. As you continue to evade a narcissist, the likelihood of their anger boiling over increases. Narcissists crave control in every aspect of their relationships. Thus, even a hint that someone else might be establishing healthy boundaries can deeply unsettle them, triggering intense reactions. Narcissistic rage can manifest in various forms, ranging from explosive outbursts to calculated, insidious maneuvers. It might be a sudden eruption of violent tantrums, or a sustained campaign of subtle manipulation aimed at undermining your self-esteem and confidence. However, it's crucial to understand that this rage isn't merely about expressing frustration. Instead, it serves as a manipulative tool, a meticulously orchestrated performance designed to intimidate and unsettle others. Weaponizing their anger, they aim to keep you off kilter and perpetually anxious. The narcissist desires to instill guilt within you for disregarding their seemingly benevolent gestures. Their sole objective is to provoke a reaction from you, and they'll employ any means necessary to achieve it. Through these tactics, they seek to regain the upper hand and ensnare you further in their toxic web of deceit. 5. Appeasing your desires, manipulating your heart. In desperate bids to salvage a crumbling relationship, narcissists may resort to dramatic gestures. They might unexpectedly appear at your doorstep with an engagement ring, despite vehemently opposing marriage in the past. Alternatively, they could send a photo from a therapist's office, feigning a newfound willingness to seek help after months or even years of resistance. For those emotionally invested, these grandiose displays of change can be incredibly tempting to believe. However, it's vital to recognize that these acts are often veiled forms of love bombing, designed to lure you back into their sphere of influence. 6. Tarnishing your image. When feeling sidelined, some narcissists retaliate by tarnishing your reputation to garner sympathy and attention for themselves. They strive to portray themselves as the virtuous one, while painting you as the villain in the narrative of the relationship. This smear campaign may involve spreading falsehoods or twisting your truths against you. Vulnerabilities shared in confidence could be exploited, such as citing your parental anxieties to discredit you, suggesting you weren't truly committed to parenting. It's a heartbreaking manipulation tactic aimed at sowing doubt and discord, all while positioning themselves as the savior figure for your children. 7. Shifting the blame onto you. When faced with rejection, narcissists often resort to avoidance and projection. Unable to fathom a legitimate reason for your refusal to engage, They twist the narrative to paint you as the villain. Through their distorted lens, you're the heartless one, indifferent and unwilling to salvage the relationship. Suddenly, you're the scapegoat for all their woes. Recognize this tactic for what it is: a cunning ploy to divert attention away from their own shortcomings. By shifting the blame onto you, they evade accountability and preserve their inflated ego. 8. Swiftly jumping into another relationship. Narcissists crave constant attention and validation, known as narcissistic supply. Instead of persistently attempting to reel you back in, they may channel their energy into swiftly moving on. This behavior is why narcissists often boast a history of rapid, intense relationships. They despise solitude and perpetually seek someone to fulfill their insatiable need for admiration. Moreover, they hope that flaunting their new relationship will provoke jealousy in you. While it may be hurtful and bewildering to witness their rapid rebound, remember that it's a reflection of their inability to foster genuine, mutually respectful connections. They are only interested in satisfying their own desires. 9. Resorting to gifts as a last-ditch effort. In a last-ditch effort to cope with rejection, some narcissists may resort to giving gifts. These offerings can carry various meanings. They might signify remorse, a purported change in behavior, or simply a desperate bid to regain your attention. It's akin to a form of love bombing, where the narcissist inundates you with affection and material possessions in an attempt to manipulate your emotions. Interestingly, these lavish gifts often surface during tumultuous periods in the relationship. There's a deliberate motive behind this gesture. The narcissist employs these gifts as a distraction, diverting attention away from the underlying issues plaguing the relationship. It's imperative to recognize this tactic for what it is: an ostentatious display that fails to address the fundamental problems at the core of the relationship. 10. Self-destructive behaviors. Occasionally, when faced with rejection, narcissists may engage in self-destructive behaviors that harm themselves. For instance, covert or vulnerable narcissists may resort to self-harm or even contemplate suicide when they feel spurned. Such responses are deeply concerning and warrant immediate professional intervention. In an attempt to cope with their emotional anguish, some narcissists may resort to unhealthy coping mechanisms such as substance abuse, disordered eating patterns, gambling addiction, or other detrimental habits. This behavior often serves as a desperate plea for attention and assistance, underscoring the critical importance of seeking professional help and support. 11. Orchestrating dramatic crises and continuous emergencies. A telltale sign of narcissistic hoovering is the perpetual involvement in dramatic crises. You might receive distressing messages about a sudden medical emergency, a gravely ill family member, escalating despair, or the impending demise of a cherished pet, accompanied by a request for your emotional support or presence. Dealing with these fabricated scenarios can be particularly challenging. The narcissist relies on your inherent compassion and concern for their well-being, leveraging your empathy as a means to maintain contact and manipulate your emotions. 12. Perpetuating the victim role. Even in the absence of direct communication, narcissists often persist in portraying themselves as victims when questioned about the breakup. If they still have avenues to reach your family or mutual acquaintances, they seize every opportunity to malign your character while exalting their own innocence and virtue. Coping with the narcissist's persistent hoovering attempts can be emotionally taxing and intricate. Understanding their tactics can empower you to safeguard your mental well-being and resist their manipulative grasp. Remember, prioritizing your mental and emotional health is paramount, and resisting their efforts to ensnare you in their web of manipulation is essential. I trust this video provided valuable insights into narcissistic behavior and strategies employed upon facing rejection. If you found the information informative or engaging, please remember to like, comment, and share this video with others who may benefit. Additionally, don't forget to subscribe for more compelling content. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your assistance. In the intricate dance of emotions, narcissists tiptoe on the precipice, viewing feelings as a perilous weakness and potential threat. Their parental landscape, barren of encouragement in their formative years, morphs into a struggle to articulate emotions as adults. The conviction that strength is the currency for respect surrounds them, for what could be more dreadful than the absence of admiration and regard? A warm invitation echoes through the corridors of understanding. Welcome to this cinematic exploration, tailor-made for those intrigued by the enigma of narcissism. In today's feature presentation, we delve into the mystique of silence, distinguishing between administering the silent treatment to a narcissist and finding yourself on the receiving end. We, unlike our narcissistic counterparts, do not shroud ourselves in silence to manipulate affection or attention. Unraveling the art of effectively employing the silent treatment on a narcissist, we venture into the realm of speculation on the responses one might anticipate when words cease to flow. In the vast tapestry of existence, narcissists weave their threads ubiquitously, presenting a formidable challenge to those seeking to steer clear. Understanding the art of evading collaboration with these enigmatic beings becomes invaluable, recognizing that not every contract extended by a narcissist is a pact worth signing. To shield oneself from the emotional tumult orchestrated by a narcissist, one must summon the courage to stand tall, resisting the urge to respond to their advances or betray any inkling of concern. Our version of radio silence diverges markedly from the narcissistic playbook. A narcissist might wield this tactic as a weapon, a means to punish and dominate those in their sphere. When confronted with rejection, criticism, or any form of challenge, the narcissist retreats into silence, a shield against the storm of accountability, plotting their next move or securing their supply. In this intricate narrative of human dynamics, the silent interplay unfolds, revealing the divergent paths of those who wield silence as a weapon and those who embrace it as a shield. In the mysterious realm of the narcissist's sudden silence, a foreboding plot unfolds, and its intentions are rarely benevolent. When the narcissist opts for silence, it's not a mere pause, but a malevolent act designed to inflict harm. Their quiet reverberates with meanness, cruelty, and an underlying current of ill will. Yet, paradoxically, our response is not rooted in malice, but in a desperate quest for self-preservation, a strategic retreat into silence, the art of going grey rock, or any other measure that shields us from the emotional tempest conjured by the narcissistic storm. Trusting the narcissist proves a colossal misstep, a realization etched in the tapestry of our experiences. The dance with narcissists is fraught with peril, a delicate tightrope walk that demands caution and resilience. Anticipating the narcissist's attempt to test the limits, we brace ourselves for a barrage of words and actions aimed at unsettling our emotional equilibrium. Simultaneously, we must remain vigilant, recognizing the narcissist's potential to accuse us of mental abuse and neglect should we choose silence as our shield against their machinations. In their twisted narrative, our silence morphs into intentional deception, a deliberate act of betrayal. The truth, however, is that narcissists lie indiscriminately, weaving a fabric of deceit in every interaction. Another facet of the intricate dance with narcissists lies in their reluctance to swallow their own bitter medicine. As we maintain our silence, the narcissist, bewildered and fretful, grapples with the discomfort of our non-response. Our refusal to cater to their emotional needs exacerbates their predicament. In this intricate choreography, silence emerges as our most potent weapon, a shield that denies them control, for they can only manipulate us when we willingly expose our true thoughts and feelings. In this enigmatic theatre of the mind, the silence we wield becomes our art, a means of self-defense against the narcissist's calculated attempts to hurt and control. Paradoxically, we become the supposed villains when we, too, employ silence to safeguard our well-being. In the realm of silence, we wield a shield against the desires of narcissists, thwarting their attempts to manipulate and control. No power play is at work here. It's a strategic retreat for the preservation of safety, the paramount concern that eclipses all else. Self-care emerges as the guiding principle, an unwavering commitment that should not be compromised, especially in the face of a narcissist's attempts to instill guilt. The art of ignoring a narcissist is a nuanced dance, distinct from embodying narcissistic traits, no matter the labels they may fling our way. Silence, when employed, is not always an act of personal harm. Rather, it becomes a fortress against the narcissist's attempts to weave their manipulative web. It's the most effective means to reclaim control and halt their incessant attempts to intrude upon our emotional landscape. In the intricate dance with narcissists, ignoring becomes a potent tool to curtail their influence and cease their persistent interference. Refusing to grant them access to our thoughts and feelings denies them the emotional reactions they crave. Allowing a narcissist into our lives exposes us to the mind games they play, draining our mental and emotional reservoirs. By resisting their attempts to elicit emotional responses or understanding, we force them to seek alternate paths, diminishing their ability to manipulate our thoughts and feelings. In the face of name-calling and hurtful remarks designed to tarnish our reputation, the strategy is clear: give them nothing. Expect their attempts to incite a reaction, but stand firm in the commitment to avoid being drawn into their toxic drama. Narcissists, surprisingly, are more repelled by those who actively avoid them, an outcome that aligns perfectly with our goal of distancing ourselves from their harmful influence. If the tactic of the cold shoulder or grey rocking proves effective in silencing their chatter, so be it. Our mental and emotional energy is too precious to squander on those who seek only to drain us. It's a proactive stance to safeguard ourselves from the myriad ways in which narcissists can inflict harm if left unchecked. Empowerment lies in our hands to proactively thwart any attempts by them to disrupt our path once more. My earnest desire is to advocate for everyone to take decisive steps to distance themselves from narcissists. It's crucial to recognize that the influence of narcissists only extends as far as we allow ourselves to be emotionally entangled with them.